Right, I know that Vokes worked with Jeff Ogilvy, and there's a story around Progressive CG, them testing it and using it around 6 years ago. So it's in SM7 that I use, and it first came in SM6. Let's speak to Bob about why it took so many years to come, the testing, the ideas, and what the players thought of it. So Bob, Progressive CG, I think you tested with Ogilvy around 6 years ago.
Yeah, he was one of the players. There was many players that we tested it. Jeff was just one of them.
Yeah.
And we had it out, but you know, I wasn't 100% happy with it because one of the biggest things that did happen on the 46 through 52, we were losing a bit of yardage because the CG was a little higher. We found out we'd like to get, the biggest thing, a lot of players did not use the Voki, say 46, 50 because it lost 1 or 2 yardage because losing a little bit of ball speed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we had to, and I was a little hesitant to change the size. So what we had to do, we had to reduce the actual size to get the CG in the proper impact position behind the ball to gain back the 1.5 to 2 miles an hour club head speed, which gave us that 3 to 5 yards that we were losing. Gave us about sometimes 4 to 5 yards in there.
Yeah,
that was a pretty big difference.
Yeah, well, those wedges, they're dialed into precise distances, aren't they? That's going to show massively.
That's what tour players do. What do you want as a tour player? They want to hit their number.
Yeah, 100%.
Boy, they can hit it on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but they want to hit it on the backside.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sunday afternoon under the gun.
Yeah.
That's when they want. That's when they found it wasn't working. So we weren't quite there yet. We were okay in the higher lofts. We were okay to do it because the one fact I brought it out to Jeff Ogilvy. I'll never forget him doing it, and he hit it, and he says, "God, I like this. This is unbelievable." So then, as time went along, we end up SM6. I never forget bringing it up to Jeff. He said, "Isn't that the one I tested about 5-6 years ago?"
Right.
You find it? I said, "It took us a little while, Jeff, to really get it the way we wanted it. We had to get I'll get all our ducks in a row, basically. And that took a little while. We had to get 46 right to 62. It took a while. We even had to try a little bit of it. We weren't ready in even SM5s. But we made a good product. But then we brought it in to the marketplace and SM6s.
Fantastic. So with Progressive CG, what's it doing for the players? So even the amateurs through to the tour players, because as I understand it, you were explaining to me earlier, you've got different lofts. You're going to hit the ball. You're going to hit the face in different spots on the face. So having the CG say in one spot is probably not going to be optimum for each club. Is that where we're going with Progressive CG?
What we had to move it because what happens with the Progressive CG? As you change lofts, you can visualize as you change loft with a golf club. You're going from more of a square face, you're going more to an oblique. So what happens would be an oblique hit. So what happens, the ball contact position is different as you gain a little bit of loft. It moves up a little bit. So we found we had to move the CG up a little bit in the, call it the higher lofted wedges, from our 62 down through our 58 and our 56. So we had to move a little bit, so we weren't quite ready there, but this is what CG did for us. And as a result, we got improved trajectory, spin, and distance control. It was.
So you were finding players putting that club in, and were they then starting to use some of those lower lofts a bit more?
Definitely did. What happened is on the PGA Tour right now, we have, of all the Voki users, we have 67% of the players are using the Voki pitching wedge, which would be the 46 or 48, rather than the set.
I did a Justin Thomas in the bag at the Masters, and he didn't. I don't think he has a pitching wedge. He has a Voki pitching wedge, basically, not in the iron set.
Jordan Spieth the same way too. Jimmy Walker also. A lot of these players, that's what they did because they found they loved the feel of it. They loved the trajectory. It's a little different scoreline combination. And also the CG and the sitting it behind the ball, they can hit a couple of different shots. It was a true pitching wedge. Of days of old, true pitching wedges. They're actually now. What happens is the set pitching wedge is very good, but to me it was more like a 10 iron. It wasn't a true pitching wedge. The Vokies were a true pitching wedge because it was a club that was designed with the loft of a pitching wedge,
Yeah.
but designed with the creativity of a scoring wedge.
I mean, that must make you quite proud. So your objective
very
is
much
obviously
so.
to get more people into those lower
Right,
lofted
definitely.
clubs, and you've obviously delivered
And-
what they wanted. That's got to be a nice feeling, isn't
Not
it?
just tour players. I'm trying to
Yeah.
get the average weekend
Course,
golfer in
absolutely.
too. The average golfer, get him in, help him enjoy the game a little bit more.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and if I can help anything that we can do, we're going to do that.